All right, so we are at step 10, where we'll be looking at market event collateral. Now, for most skincare and hair care brands, displaying at different events such as craft markets, vendor markets, expos, conferences are a very, very important part of raising brand visibility as well as making sales. And ensuring that your event collateral is cohesive and aligned to your brand fundamentals and your brand identity is going to be very, very important in establishing trust, especially with those customers that are going to be very new to your brand, which tends to be the kinds of customers that you will get at different events. So, items such as price lists, signs for your tables, sample cards, flyers are going to be very, very important in helping to communicate exactly what it is that you offer and to engage anyone who is passing by your showcase. They're really designed to help to attract and to pull in potential customers and to give your visitors an opportunity to learn more about what it is that you have to offer. We have provided a variety of templates that can be fully customized to your brand and to your identity, just to ensure that you are very impactful at the event, but that you continue to cement in the minds of anybody walking by your table what your brand has to offer. So I have created a few samples based on the Skin Smith brand, and I'm going to demonstrate just quickly some of the main edits that I have made just to inspire you on how you can easily customize these particular items. So, for example, of course, in 2025 and beyond, taking payment at vendor events can be is going to be very, very important, but oftentimes cash is not the most preferred way of payment, and providing some instructions on how persons can pay using their smartphones is going to be very, very important, or any smart devices is going to be very important. So scan to pay or payment instruction signs tend to be very, very important at these kinds of events. And not only is it an opportunity to showcase or to explain how you can pay, but it's also an opportunity to connect as well with your brands, with your customers rather. So here's just a quick example. So this is the template, and just to show you how you can easily edit this so that it is better aligned to your actual brand. And you have so many different options that you could explore here. You can look at including images, for example. I'll just quickly demonstrate just to give a little bit more of what I'd call a little bit more visual interest in addition to just colors. You could look at some kind of imagery. So let me replace, for example, I'm just gonna quickly replace with one of our or standard pictures. For example, this would have been the picture on the front of the catalog. So it may be, if it's something that you wanted to align your table signage with what your catalog looks like, what that does is it makes your brand unforgettable. So if you have specific imagery that you want to use across all of your collateral, that could definitely help. And then I'm just going to drop I'm just gonna quick a little box back here. Um, let's see if we can get it behind all of these just to. Right. So we end up having it right in front of the the image in the back. And then, if you wish, you can fade it a little bit if you want to make it a little bit more um, interesting, seeing what's in the back, having some imagery that will speak directly to your customers. So if you think about, the example that I use, if your customer avatars are, workers who tend to always be on their feet for long hours. These shoes are characteristic of the kind that kind of worker. They're always in kind of very work friendly, comfortable shoes, and maybe just having some imagery like that will easily draw them in, right? Because they will see something that speaks directly to their own lifestyles, and hopefully that will pull them in. So that's just an example, and again, it's very, very easy to make those adjustments on here. You don't have to do anything fancy. You could just change the colors, change the fonts, and then you are good to go. And then of course you can easily get these printed at any local printing shop, press online, and you can get these in really high quality, different sizes, different types of paper, just to make it look very, very professional. All right. Another example would be other table signs. So not only your scan to pay, but if you want to showcase information on a specific product, if you want some general type of signage that just speaks to your brand, which is what I've done here. And this is what I mean about keeping it simple. If you're not very strong with design, don't go overboard, because these designs have already been done professionally, right? So if you are just changing out your specific brand identity elements, you will still have a very high quality design. So in this particular example, I've just replaced a logo. So here you go. I've just replaced the logo. I've just changed the colors to match my brand. And I've just put in a few little elements, that red strip, which is characteristic of the brand, just to ensure that there's a little, a little something that's a little different, but you don't have to. You can simply just leave it, in a contrast in color, and that will be perfect. You put this on, some kind of table sign holder, or behind a frame, or you can get it printed really, really large on like a banner, and you would be perfect and good to go. Of course, people are going to ask about the price. What's the price of your products? And you have a couple options. You can have the price list available at your on your table, or you could customize one of these signs, for example, like this, and you could say scan for the price list, scan for the catalog. Would have designed a catalog on day 5, I believe, or step 5. So you can have that QR code linked specifically to your catalog or to your price list, and it's just a far more professional way of sharing additional information on your products. Again, easy to customize. So this is a template. I've decided to go with one that has some images, because you probably have the products on your table as well. So this might just connect the collaterals accordingly. And then, I've right justified. I had, two different categories, something for hands, something for feet. Then you can include your product name and the prices. This is actually also formatted to smartphones. So if they were to scan and open it on their smartphone, this will be adjusted to those dimensions, making it very easy to read. And then, dropping in the logo, dropping in the specific information, and you're done. It will take you a few minutes to get this done. You would have already had your brand kit in Canva. You'd have had some of your images in Canva. It's very, very easy to get these up and ready to go. Get them printed or save it as a digital copy, as a PDF or as a PNG, on your website, in your cloud storage, and then have that ready to go. If you want to have a price list that is like more like a something you will print out on a regular A4 or US letter size paper, this would be it. I've just which is always a good idea, right? If you have a specific design for like your price list, you keep that standard irrespective of the dimensions, because it gives your customer one less thing to try to figure out. When they see this format, they know it's a price list irrespective of the dimensions. So this is, pretty much the same thing as this one. It's just that the dimensions are different. This is, more if you want to print a flyer to give out, print a flyer to put on a notice board, a price list rather. If you're sending something in PDF to a potential wholesale buyer, this just makes it nice and easy. Okay, so this is something that we do from time to time, especially if we're launching new products and we want feedback from prospective, at what I would call more prospective customer avatars. We will have samples that we will provide. Sometimes persons who are interested in the products but not yet committed to buying, you may want to also give them some samples so at least they could try it out. And if you haven't yet created sample packaging, this is a very low cost and easy way to do this. So this is just an example. This was one of our sensory evaluation setup. So we have, different samples here. There are the little wooden sticks in the back, but we also, so they could come to the table, test out the product, give us some feedback. Sometimes we'll actually have a survey for them to complete, and that's really what this facilitates. But in some cases, we may actually give them a sample to take back with them. And these are small 5 gram or 10 gram jars that we buy on Amazon. They're cheap, get like 50 or 100 for, I don't know, a couple, yeah, $20 or something. I'm not quite sure, but very inexpensive. And then we create what is essentially almost like a business card, but it's really just a kind of holder for the sample. And we just put whatever product it is in the jar, has some information there. If they want more information or they're ready to purchase, we put the information there, and then some different elements here. And then this, we just use a hot glue gun and we just paste that down. Makes it very easy. It's unforgettable. People love samples when they come to the tables anyway. um, and I provided that here as a template, and I've just adjusted this based on our brand. So it goes to show you it's very, very simple to create these. I've just moved the text on the right, and the sample will go here. um, this is directly from the label, so at least the label and the sample card also aligns. Similarly, if you're using something with more liquid, so maybe you might be using a little tube, for example, or a dropper bottle or something like that, then this is square and you can change it and still glue that on or use tape. So sometimes we'll use that like a nicely colored duct tape, and we'll just tape over that, and it makes it feel a little bit more artisan and handmade, which can improve the perceived value of the product as well. All right. So, lastly, flyers are very, very important as you try to engage potential buyers and to provide them with additional information on your products. So, they may come at your table, they may be interested in a specific set of products, and you can just basically just hand them a flyer so that they can get more information and take them, um, take it with them. So this is the actual template that I've used. You're free to use any of these and customize them as you wish. And then what I've done is I've just moved the images on the left and the text on the right, added my brand colors, added the logos, added information that's specific to my product. So these are the different products, for example, flaky feet cleanser, heel softening cream, cooling massage gel, and then of course, updating some information. Your contact information is going to always be important. If you're using e-commerce, your website is going to be very, very critical. If you're doing direct to consumer, your Instagram handle is going to be very, very important as well. All brand aligned, looks great, easy to do, cheap to print. Absolutely no reason why you can't have a very, very strong presence at your next market event. Good luck.